we are going to talk about the Black Shuck, aka the Chupacabra. Starring Fate 2250 and patron Thor.
Welcome, welcome. Night Talk on air. Now, the Black Shuck is reported to be basically a legendary devil dog, if you will. As of course, there's more terms, but a legendary dog who either eyes glow red or has one grouped eye. They usually associate it in the UK, England, East Anglia in the 16th century. There's a famous place called the Holy Trinity Church where it basically based off of. And we'll go into that. And then, of course, everyone knows the El Chupacabra. If you don't, honestly, go to YouTube, check it out. It's been around. And that's basically what we're going to be talking about today.
So what you're saying, patron Thor, that we're talking about a dog that has one glowing red eye, supposedly two?
Or two. Just like everything else, there's always different versions, different sightings and scenes of it, so that's what we really dig into.
Like, how big is this dog?
They honestly, just like everything, it ranges. Some people say it's a little bit smaller, more of a wolf size. Some say it can get as big as a horse. They're estimating the one that came into the Holy Trinity Church to be almost the size of a cow.
So what does the Black Shuck do? If you see a Black Shuck, do you walk away from it? Do you try and pet it? Do you try to feed it like some kibbles and bits? What do we do with it?
Well, honestly, if you're seeing the Black Shuck, you've pretty much crossed the line of either bad luck or, as they say for some women walking home or even lost people, good luck. Most of the cases are in fact bad luck, as far as we've heard and researched and seen. As much as we know, there could be more reports of it being good, but we can't really tell that. But as far as we know, it's bad omen, and if you see it, you've really got that bad luck on your side. As far as it goes, it basically kills you. In a sense, you can't really escape the grasp of it. But then there's as we see, the hellhound, which that might be what the Black Shuck looks like right there on the screen. The death hound, hellhound, devil dog. Yeah, man, once you see it, you're toast usually. Unless they say you're a woman or you're lost and you're walking home, you need to find your way. It doesn't approach you, but it stays in yonder basically as a protector guide, which really throws the whole, is it good, is it bad, different stories. Does it maybe only take care of the women? Or is it, you know what I mean, is it a sexist thing? We can't go into that, but, is it, if it's just protecting women, what's up with that? Is it because women give birth?
Okay, so when it howls,
yes.
What do you do if it howls, if you assume that it's a howl?
So they say that if you're basically walking wherever you're at and you hear a howl, or you have this bad gut feeling, an eerie feeling in the air that the Black Shuck is there, or if you hear a howl, a certain howl, they say it's best to just basically shut your eyes as tight as you can, keep them closed until you are 100% certain that this creature, whatever it is gone. They say a lot of people try to just run away and get out of there, but like I said, there's no escaping it. Spirit, extraterrestrial, whatever it is, you can't escape it. So they say the best thing is just shut your eyes, keep them closed, and just wait it out.
Now you have a pet dog, right?
Yes.
It's a black dog.
Yes.
You had him for about
10, 11 years.
And he came into your life. You've never seen him at birth or anything like that?
No, he came into our life, unfortunately, on a stormy night, let alone Thanksgiving area, but a stormy night. He was found by one of my father's friends, and the next day, which was a few days right after Thanksgiving, his friend basically, we did a transaction. Next thing you know, we have this little dog in a sense, and at the time they estimated his age between 1 and 2. And that's the time that we got him, was about between 1 and 2.
And you said it was a stormy night when you got him, right?
It was a stormy night when he was found.
So when he was found?
By my dad's friend.
Okay.
The next day is when we got him.
Did anything ominous happen when you realized that you might have a Black Shuck in America?
Honestly, the first thing that really intrigued us is they said that he hated cats. absolutely like a dog that hates cats. You can tell when they hate cats. They really go for it. They get in that mode.
Yeah.
He wasn't in that mode, but he did chase them. More of like a playful thing. They didn't see it as that, but you know, and he's always been pretty much the same size. A little under 77 inches long, maybe a foot tall. You know, so we're assuming that if he is a black shuck, he is what humans would call a genetic disorder or mutational of a black shuck because he's not full grown. But I tell you what, he's as devilish as one could be.
Wow.
And that's where it falls with the whole Stormy Night and just randomly getting him, and unfortunately, not unfortunate, but fortunate that we've kept him over all these years. I don't know how many dogs we've had.
How many ominous occurrences has happened since you've had the dog in the last 10 years?
I could say probably 1,000. I mean, I don't even have an exact number, but I know it's over the hundreds just for the fact that, I mean, you could almost imagine every day, 365, this dog does something almost either satanic, out of this world, devilish, uncharacteristic of a normal dog. You know, I have 2 other dogs, beautiful angels, golden to the touch. They act like dogs. They behave like dogs. They bark at things that dogs would bark at.
But
They do what dogs would do.
But you're saying
Nugs
that
does not.
Nugs does not act like a dog at all.
He portrays to be a dog, a normal dog. But in fact, if you really spend quality time with him, and
that he causes a bunch
things,
of bad luck.
Exactly, bad luck. You could call it bad luck. You know, call it anger, call it sadness, depression, upsettingness. Evil.
And what's sad is that we have him on the show right now.
Yes, we do.
And he had, just before setting up the show, he almost took out our camera equipment.
Yep, that is correct.
He did not want to be a part of this. So what we did was we had to seduce him with a dog treat, such as a dog bone.
Which I can imagine you folks at home would know, but no, it's not a milk bone. It is not a soft chew bone. It is a full-on bone of a cow or something, and he is gnawing on it like a vicious little being.
And you said that he changes his size, right? Like he can adjust between 77 inches to about 100 to 120 centimeters.
Yes. He one day, you know, and it's weird. You almost assume that he's a large dog. But then you look again, and it's the small feet, it's the small body with the big head, and you're almost questioning what you just saw, if it was an illusion or you're just mind tricks, or is he in fact changing?
Now, a black shuck is a ghostly dog.
Yes, it is a ghostly dog, aka old shuck. It basically terrorizes the coast of England. That's where it basically founded, and it, like I said, legendary devil dog, if you will, hellhound, death demon, death dog. But that's basically what it is, and it either terrorizes. So if you say terrorizes, that could mean a lot of stuff.
When was the first sighting of a black shuck, like in England?
That was about 1577, I think, and that was on the East Anglia coast of the UK, or British, whatever they called it back then, Great Britain. I'm not too sure what they called it. They change now. You talk to them, and it changes always. And you know, that was basically at a church. And then I know a few miles down the way, the same night had occurred and attacked and killed another set. And that follows with the whole terrorizing thing. So if I do have the black shuck, it would make sense for how he's minorly terrorized our lives. And I'm talking stress and anger every day. You have 3 dogs, 2 of them are perfect, younger than this one, know better. You'd think the old one would know better, but no, they don't. So I could say every day he does something to terrorize one or another, and that is why I believe Nugs, aka the mini black shuck.
Now, do you think he just does that because the black shuck, he protects females and he walks them around. And from what we've seen and tested out in the last couple months with Nugs,
yes,
is that my friend, who who's a female, never sees a bad thing about the dog.
Yes,
There's
now you are
nothing wrong.
correct. For the past couple months or so, we have tested that, and in fact, over the 10 years even, he acts a certain way with women. May I add that? And it's almost an appeasing thing where they don't physically witness the terrorization, if you will, of this dog. And it's only when either off camera or no women around to see this.
So, is there any way that we could stop or fit tests to see if he is really a black Shuck?
Well, Fate, there's really only one way, two maybe, if we got lucky.
Okay, what would those two be?
Well, the first one
Patron?
I think is we would have to simulate what the black Shuck does. We'd have to wait a stormy night and maybe go to a church. When the people were attacked in the church, they were at the time praying and worshiping. So maybe you question, is this a religious thing? Is this part of Hades, Satan, whatever going on, battle between the gods and evil, good and evil, if you will? Because who knows? Who knows? But my point is to test this, we would have to simulate the only known occurrences that have gone on. That's the only way I think that we would be able to fully successfully test it. Which I might add is, until we get subscribers in that, and we ourselves find the fundage to travel and do these sorts of tests. It's our basic testing fields right now with where we are in our own surroundings.
So the black Shuck.
Mm-hmm.
Can we relate this, since it is a ghostly dog, to the incidences that have been going on in Texas, Mexico, and in southern Arizona with said chupacabra? Is there a similarity between the two?
I do believe that there could very well be a certain similarity to both of them. For one, the El Chupacabra, which means the goat sucker in Spanish. It's a very hard topic because we haven't really had physical evidence of this, but just like with the black Shuck, there are history recordings of this happening, and the physical evidence is there, and you can't question it to be, oh, that's fake, especially with the chupacabra, because there are reports and actual seeings and sightings, and 100% physical proof that there are these dead animals and whatnot, and even encounters with people declare that both of these could be related in somewhat a form.
Well, okay, so, Patron, we have had early sightings such as early as 1995 in Puerto Rico, north of Maine, and to the south, and as far south as Chile. Has been spotted outside American countries such as Russia and the Philippines.
Yes, and it even goes as far as Crete, Greece, which is an island in the Mediterranean, Middle Eastern area, and there has even been somewhat of earlier sightings in that, and they're not as documented because over there it's not as common as it would be here in the southern United States or the UK, Europe area. But yes, there have been sightings and just odd occurrences that go on. And it goes as far as that could it be a hoax? If it is, why? Who's doing it? And why are these dead animals showing up?
Why would they be killing all these goats?
Exactly. What's up with all the dead? Not just goats, but livestock in general. What's up with that? You can't fake it. What it is these are dead animals with abnormally weird incisions and cuts on them, if you will, with basically 80 to 90% of their blood just completely gone, not in the area.
Do we know that if any people have been affected by the black Shuck or chupacabra?
Yeah, and that's the thing is we don't know if something were to happen, if you were to go out to these places and something, say, happened to you and you ended up dead, if you didn't have the proper
so we need some dog treats, some massive amounts of dog treats, so we can save ourselves.
Dog treats, a steak, gosh, who knows what could help you in that situation.
A couple goats.
Yeah, honestly, if you're gonna go there, if you're gonna do testing, I would recommend goats. If you're really gonna full on test it, if you don't like livestock or whatever and the death of it, I mean, just think about it. It's them or you. At least you have a chance to see them get eaten by whatever this is and have proof before you as yourself die, or at least be gracious enough to get it on camera or video. And what really sucks is all these people that do hoax it and do fake it. It's really discrediting the actual people who are trying to be truthful and knowledgeable about this and actually prove that these things are out there, and we need to acknowledge them, we need to accept them, and we basically need to learn a little bit more about them. We're expanding into space and we don't even know exactly what's on Earth. And I think we need to focus on that and acknowledge that this could very well be something that most of us don't even want to accept, but it's there, it's real.
And we were, and as you were mentioning, you were comparing the black shuck to a hellhound, right? So
yeah, like I said, there's different versions of everything. The main version about chupacabra is basically what you would consider a mangy wolf or dog or coyote, where it does not look natural, it does not look fit. But if you look at mange dogs and even wolves and coyotes, they just don't fit that picture. And even with the evidence that we saw, that one video, a few videos actually, of mangy looking type of creature animals, you can kind of tell if it is real that it is not a dog, it is not a wolf. There's features about these animals that obviously aren't natural. And as far as intelligence wise, these things could probably have been around for a lot longer than we have known. Unfortunately, due to our advancement in technology, we are able to capture more physical evidence and actually prove it, instead of coming back to your tribe and saying, hey, I just seen this crazy beast, and everyone thinks you're crazy at that point. So now it's basically a back and forth game with the realists of this who want to prove it.
I think it'll be a forever back and forth game, because getting it on camera, getting it on video,
you almost have to be there.
You would have to bring your entire audience, millions of people, just there, just for that amount of proof.
Yeah.
Just because of all the editing and
exactly.
like Photoshops
exactly.
and today's technological era, just a video is just not enough.
Yeah. And that's also the real question that ties in with the hoaxing and everything. And the hoaxing really does not help. It does not, because it discredits everyone who's actually telling the truth and trying to find these little physical evidences that are there. But as far as that,
But what hoaxes do, and which is surprising, is that it brings out the information. It gives like the chupacabra. There's so many sightings of dead goats, animals, livestock, and a couple videos of wolves and mange or balded animals.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see it in action.
Exactly.
So, and the idea of it being a dog is a high probability.
Mm-hmm.
But we've also known, supposedly, that the chupacabra can pick up its food.
Yes.
So,
and that's where the speculation comes, is it's not a dog form at all. It's more of a, as people describe, a kangaroo type of alien form, where it's almost vampiric, where it can fly, and it can come down and it can pick up its prey, and that's maybe why there aren't any blood in the area of the animal, is because that's not the area where it was actually killed. And that could be, but then you got to look at the amount of things that go missing. Is it one or is it few? Is it a group? Is it a herd, a flock? What are they?
And what do we do to stop them? What do we do to prevent?
What do we do to find out? And that's the thing, is to prevent, further, what do you say, casualties, or you could say, of this happening, is you basically got to learn what they are and how they function, how they live, what they do, where they do, how they do, why they do. And until then, we're still in the dark about this, just like our oceans. And even space, we have so much undiscovered about our own planet, You know, and I think we should all just take a time to acknowledge these things, fake or not. It's out there, and like you were saying with the hoaxes, it does somewhat in a way, you know, at least entice people to learn more about it. You know, if you're interested in it by a hoax, if obviously you're watching a video and you're like, oh, that's fake, you're still talking about it. You're still interested in it, and you know, that's where it is a catch 21, catch 22. I forgot which number it is, but it's like a reverse profit where it helps you, but at the same time it can discredit you. And that goes for every cryptid, everything that's talked about in that field. I mean, we were looking them up the other day, and there's more than I even thought. Um, you know, there's a lot of them, a lot of different versions of each one. A lot of them try to connect each one to another. Some say that everything is just one thing, and it's shape shifting into all these different things and doing these different stuff to basically keep us in the dark. If they've been around for this long, you know, of course, our animals nowadays have some of the highest intelligence. You know, not just us. And if they can do these things, then there's no doubt that these creatures out Chupacabra, Black Shuck, have no problem of remaining elusive in their form they are now.
Nice.
Um, you know, and so we've been really interested in starting this night talk show, just for the fact that, you know, we've watched a lot of videos by now, and read a lot, and
We want to give you, the audience, all of the information of the world's cryptids, mythological beasts that may be out there.
exactly, and make it a little bit more entertaining. Now, you know, the whole game thing here is to help you basically watch us. We've noticed that all the other videos out there, they have just still pictures, and you know, it gets to a point where you're tired of looking at that. And I know myself, my brain likes to wander sometimes, and it helps me think a little bit clearer. And even in games like this, Skyrim is what we're playing on here right now, just for a little fun. It technically has what you would call cryptozoology,
It has
cryptic animals in
giants, vampires,
dragons, those spriggans, which can be technically fairies or witchcraft. They do have vampires and werewolves and mages, which fall into the whole witchcraft thing.
daedras, which are technically demons.
Yeah, yeah, they got the daedras, and there's like the underworld, that underworld place, the Mirok, whatever.
Oh, the Shrine of Merak.
Yeah, that, you know, that kind of falls along with it. And you know, there's going to be a lot more games. Of course, there's a whole list of games we got, and ask away. You know, if there's a game that you might think we have, or know we have, or think of, just say something and ask away. And I mean, it's endless here. It's really endless.
It really will be. It is going to be the most endless talk show that you will ever have. We are 24/7.
Well, we at least do our research a lot about that much time, and we're really not just doing it for you guys, but we're doing it for ourselves. You know, and we were actually we were going to talk about another cryptid. Unfortunately, we're not going to say the name just because it is nighttime. Just to let you guys know, we are in Arizona, and we are on Native American grounds, ancient Native American grounds.
So we won't say what the name of it is right now.
We're not superstitious. We're a little stitious.
I am native stitious.
Yes, we're natively stitious, and we'll subject ourselves to that in the future. So we're just gonna keep it short with the Black Shuck and El Chupacabra on this one.
So our next episode will be about lovers' quarrels, cryptids.
Yes, and that's basically gonna pertain to.
And we won't say anything more.
Yep, that's all you're gonna hear is it's gonna be called the either the lovers' quarrel or just lovers' quarrel. That'll be episode 2 of Night Talk. Time-wise, we don't know when we're gonna do that. We're gonna try to focus that on the weekends, Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays, just to kind of get it. I don't know. We thought that was a good days and time for this stuff to go down. Oh, they're talking about black shuck right there. There's one.
There's a black shuck. Oh, it's a wolf, but you know what?
You get the gist, right? Oh, wow.
It's going to have one eye by the end of it.
Maybe when you kill it, it becomes a black shuck. Maybe black shucks are wolves that we have killed in the past.
Look at that 5-point buck right there. Just waiting.
See, they call them elks, and then some of them look like deer. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
It's like calling a black shuck an El Chupacabra. They're technically the same. Are they? Are they different? How are they different? Wait, he was gonna give you something. Or was he?
Nah.
Just a courier. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have much more to say, Fate?
I just would like to say it is a great night to talk about cryptids.
It is. We just got done with a new moon, right?
Yeah, we just got done with a full moon, a new moon, and a solar eclipse that was like 2 weeks ago.
And off topic, there's like an X10 solar flare that just happened, so we might talk about that in the future.
If we, don't lose power within that amount of time, maybe the internet might go out. Might be mass chaos. Maybe nobody knows because of this X10 flare.
This might be the first and last episode of us if we lose all power tonight.
And if it is, I just want you guys to know. Make a thumbnail of him discovering fire for the first time.
Oh yes, I mean, going back to the Homo sapiens and what are they called? The cavemen. Learning fire. That's a basic description right there. Look at that face. You can see it all in the face.
But remember, episode 2, Lover's Quarrel. Maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday, maybe next Wednesday. Subscribe to find out.
Like and follow.
This is Fate 2250.
And Patron Thor.
Signing out.
Night Talk.
Have a good night.
Avidos and adios.